Hello, everyone. My name is Sam, and I'm joined here with.
Acorde.
And Connor.
And today we will be continuing our debate on deaf ASL teachers. To reintroduce our debate, we are debating whether it is better for deaf teachers or hearing teachers to teach ASL. And our stance is that we believe deaf teachers are better fit for teaching ASL. To introduce our claims, I'm going to have Acorde take over next.
Our first claim is in the field of education. In the video of the group who are for hearing teachers being able to teach deaf students, they believe that deaf teachers don't have enough teaching experience to teach deaf students. Our argument for that is it is not solely about the ability to sign fluently, it is communicating through the body in ways that aren't adapted in the hearing world. Here we have a quote from Suggs that states ASL instructor John Pyrone of Massachusetts pointed out that if two candidates, one deaf and one hearing, possessed each of these components, the deaf teacher would likely be more qualified. Another response to their claims is that hearing teachers may not be able to provide a different perspective to hearing students learning ASL, but the deaf children are the ones who benefit more from the unique experience. Deaf students being able to relate to the teacher and look up to him as a role model significantly improves moral and mental well-being. Here we have a quote from Sutton and Spence, because most deaf teach because most deaf children grow up surrounded by families and educators who have very little understanding of sign language or of deaf children as learners. Many need to find out how to be a deaf person in the world of full hearing people. Their task is considerably more straightforward if they have access to adults who can give them this information in a way that is easily relatable. I would now pass it on to Connor to introduce our remaining claims.
The team that we are arguing against stated that even though it would be better for deaf people to teach ASL to deaf students, that there aren't enough deaf teachers to cover this whole field. But with research from Goy Gonzalez, 94% of administrators surveyed stated that they had otherwise qualified deaf and hard of hearing teachers who they felt that their skills and qualifications to perform the job, but they could not pass the educator license exam. 75% of the participants that took the exam felt that there was bias in these exams and inhibited otherwise well qualified candidates from obtaining licenses. So, this means that a lot of deaf people have tried to go obtain licenses to teach, but they're being held back from achieving this, and therefore there aren't enough deaf people to fully teach ASL. Next slide. So the opposing team also argued that there is a cognitive benefit for people to learn ASL. So if hearing is the only choice, if a hearing instructor is the only choice, then you should go with that. And they had also claimed that if you don't have access to a hearing instructor, the parents should be responsible for teaching ASL to their deaf child. From here, we have a quote from the National Library of Medicine stating that less than 8% of deaf children receive regular access to sign language in the home. And by regular access, they mean fluent conversation back and forth between two people. If a parent who doesn't know ASL fluently attempts to teach their child ASL, like solely the parent teach the child ASL, then most likely this will cause language deprivation because it's not a fluent conversation with complete understanding from the parent and the child. The parent is trying to teach something that they are still learning, and therefore it will not equate well to the child. And I will introduce Sam to wrap up our debate.
So, in conclusion, we still believe that deaf teachers are a better fit for teaching ASL rather than hearing teachers. And here are our references.